Well, what's going on, everybody? It's about 10:15 on this Sunday evening. I'm at the top of Soi 24. I ran over to my barber arm. I'll show him tomorrow. He's a real nice guy, and I'm real happy for him. I just stopped in, and he said, yeah, I can cut your hair at 10:30. The guy works from 10 at night until 11 p.m. However, I sat there and waited for 5 minutes, and another guy walked in, and he said, oh, somebody backfired there. He said, oh, I'm so tired, I forgot. He had a 10:30 p.m. booking, so no big deal. I'll come back tomorrow at noon, and I'll show you arm again. He's such a nice guy. He was so grateful. He said, hey, thank you so much, man. You gave me a shout out a couple of times on my little YouTube channel, and it's just a small channel, but I guess he picked up a half dozen customers or so, or more, I don't know, and he's super grateful. He did add a second barber, and he told me tomorrow he's bringing in a third barber. So it was just him for the longest time. Hopefully the guy can go back to, I don't know, working 9 or 10 hours a day instead of 12 or 13. That's a long schedule, 7 days a week, but he's a young guy trying to get ahead. I get it. So I'm wandering around in my Prom Pong area. I just love my area. It has such a crazy vibe to it that really any hour of the day, even at 1 in the morning, there's just plenty of traffic and all. I lived up in On Noop before, and it kind of closes down at 10 p.m. Cheap Charlie's up on Soi 50 is one of the only spots I remember. There's a couple little bars there next to Cheap Charlie's, but just wandering around Prom Pong, all the regular restaurants, and the M Sphere Mall, it was staying open until either 11 p.m. or midnight on Friday and Saturday. I think that was a trial. I'm not sure if they're still doing it. I wish the park stayed open until midnight. I don't know. We were heading, Boone wanted to get her new phone, and we were walking around yesterday at 7:30. I just assumed all the phone stores would be open until 10 p.m. and on a Saturday night they were all closing at 8 p.m. And she says that's just how it goes. This is Thailand. I mean, they're not as interested. This is getting a little interesting for making those sales until midnight, like many of the stores in the U.S. So you have to adjust. I'm not trying to compare Thailand to the U.S., but that's what I have to go by. And it's probably very similar to the US and UK. The phone price depends on the monthly package. Now, she uses her phone for internet at home, and then she uses, I don't know, the apartment internet for YouTube and HBO on her TV. But she wants unlimited on her phone. So that worked out fine. She can get a discount on her phone for having that higher package. I think she pays 900 baht a month. I don't use this phone at all. 0 talk time. I don't even know what I get. I pay 300 a month, 300 baht, and I think I get 3 gigs of internet. I rarely go over that. If I do, I think it just throttles down. I don't notice a difference. I use Line for texting and the very rare phone calls, but I think I only have 20 minutes of actual talk time. So yeah, but they looked her up and they said, well, you're averaging 55 gigs of internet a month. So she went to a package that has 60 gigs for 900 baht, and then that knocked 5,000 baht off the cost of her phone. Those iPhone Pro Max 16s are not cheap. I think she paid 44,000 baht, I think. And I think that's the same price that I paid for this S22 Ultra. I'm a Samsung guy. I had the first and second iPhones, so how long ago was that? And I've pretty much been Samsung and Windows laptops since then. I'll probably remain. Maybe this phone's still working fine. Maybe when the S25 comes out, I'll pick up an S24 if I happen to be back in the US. Not so much here. I asked her. She was not interested in getting the iPhone 15 Pro. I mean, she wanted that 16, and that's not an unreasonable request. I mean, she uses that phone like many times every hour of the day. So yeah, she got the phone she wanted, and I'm sure she'll be using that phone for probably 4 years unless she gets a present or something, and you know, she'll use it until the thing is falling apart. She just traded in, well, she didn't trade it in, but she just traded up from the iPhone 12, and we're now on the 16. The 12's going strong. She did change the battery a couple of times, but yeah, good phones. But what I was saying is that if I happen to go back to the US this year, and I have no plans so far, but we'll see, maybe I'll pick up an S24 when the S25 Ultras come out. They usually super discount the phone at that point. Not so much here, maybe because of the import restrictions. Again, she wasn't interested in the 15. I want to say it was 40,000 baht, and the iPhone 16 was 44 after the contract discount. So yeah, why would you get the 1 year older model just to save whatever that is, 4,000 baht? Here's the number 98 bus. You'll see how packed it is. This is a real popular bus. I'm sure it runs 24 hours. 12 baht, I believe. I've ridden that bus up to En Nut many a time when the train shuts down at midnight. It's fine to order a grab, but sometimes it gets a little tricky at midnight, 1 in the morning. You'll get canceled often. 90% of the grabs at that hour of the day are going to be a taxi doing triple duty. They'll be doing grab, bolt, and acting as a taxi. And I've mentioned it before, oftentimes they'll accept your ride and just stay parked for whatever they can get away with, say 10 minutes, waiting for a cash customer to come along. And then they're going to cancel your, whatever it is, 105 baht ride because somebody walked up and said 200, let's go. I get it. People need to make a living. But if I'm walking out of a restaurant or a movie at 12:30 at night and the bus is right in front of me, I'm going to jump on it. It's not a problem, even if you have to stand. Not that big a deal. If an air-conditioned bus comes along, that's even better. But that change person will walk up to you, ask you where you're going. I'm going to En Nut, and it'll be whatever the fare is, 18 baht, 19 baht. If you're going 3 stops, it might be 14 baht. So it depends on the distance. With that old school non-air-conditioned bus, I think that's 12 baht, and you can stay on that thing for hours as long as they care. This here is a tour bus or a bus picking up folks, tour groups at the airport and taking them to a hotel. You can see all the workers across the way. That's the Emporium Mall. Once this mall closes at 10 p.m., they just flood in to do whatever tile work and painting that needs to be done. And that is the air-conditioned bus. It's even packed. I would say most Thais get on the first bus that's coming along. They're not going to wave the air-conditioned bus by just to save 6 baht. My girlfriend has an app. I should probably stop bringing this up because people will ask me in the comment, well, what is the app? I think it's all in Thai, but basically it shows the bus schedule, and she'll look at that when she's heading to work. It kind of depends on when she heads out the door. But if she sees the bus is pulling up in 3 minutes, say, well, she'll jump on the bus. If it says the next bus is 8 minutes, well, then she'll walk to the, in her case, the MRT. And across the way is Benjasiri Park. Again, I really wish these parks stayed open until midnight. I think they'd be very popular. Towards the end of the year, it's just nice and cool. I have no idea. I'm a little bit climatized, so you could tell me it's 72 degrees right now, and I would be surprised. I would think it was 65 degrees. It just feels nice. Here's another 98. So just as we've been standing here, 2 have pulled up, but you can see they're packed. So if you're a little claustrophobic, I'm not sure how many people you're supposed to get on one of these school bus sized buses. But there are dozens and dozens of people in there. And I'm just familiar with the 98. I think I've also gone on the 501. I know a couple of these. One of them turns up Ekamai. What is that, Soi 63? And one of them goes up Prakanong Soi, oh, I can't remember. Is it 71? The others, they just go way down the line. I think they go to Bering and points beyond. I'm not sure. You can check out the schedule here and look at the last stop and figure out if you live in between here and the last stop. And some of them are express, I think. We'll see. They seem to be walking out. That's the number 48. Yeah, he's kind of stopping in traffic there, but whatever. They have business to conduct. So that's the 48 air conditioned. And right up front is the change person. So when you get on the bus, just find a spot to stand. There'll be dozens of people on the bus, but she knows who got on. Try to make their life simple and have some 20 baht notes or some 10 baht coins. Handing them 100, or I certainly wouldn't hand them a 500 or a 1,000, but even 100 is taking her small change. Here comes the number 40. And right to the right of where I'm standing is the Robin Hood Tavern, Sukhumvit Soi 33/1. Take that right and you'll also find O'Shea's 30 seconds away at the end of the street. Their sister property, the Royal Oak. You do need to be at a bus stop, this checkered area here. I saw some tourists a couple of days ago trying to flag down a bus in the middle of the road. That's not how it works here. The bus isn't going to stop for you just at the bus stop. And here's O'Shea's, probably my favorite pub hangout in town. I'm just here often. They have this outside patio. It's also a smoking patio, but you can hang out there and do a little people watching, or you can go to the rooftop bar up on the 5th floor. And just 1 minute further in is their sister property, the Royal Oak. They also have PJ O'Brien's up in the Prakanong area across the street from the W District. Custard Nakamura off to the right here. This is a really good Japanese bakery. It closes at 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Back out on Sukhumvit, in between 33 and 33/1, you'll find the Easy Burger. I'm not sure. I think they've extended the hours. They stopped doing grab at 10 p.m., but I have walked by. It's 10:30 and they're still open. So I don't know. The Sunrise Tacos next door, it is 24 hours. Here's the price. It's a smash burger. Really good burger. I think they have tater tots. Yes. Thought I had the tater tots here. The sweet potato fries are also good. If you're at Cheap Charlie's on Soi 50, that is the original Easy Burger. And up the street at in between Soi 23 and 25 is a Prime Burger location. That's pretty darn good. It's a toss-up between Easy Burger and Prime Burger. They're both good. And here's my 24-hour Via Market. And now I've walked up to Soi 33. If you're looking for O'Shea's, again, 33/1. It's quite a distance from 33. Across the street from 33 is the M-Sphere Mall. And that is the walkway above to connect the three malls, the Emporium, Quartier, and M-Sphere. You can see across the way, even at whatever this is, 10:30 on a Sunday evening, there is just always going to be traffic in between, say, Ekamai and Nana. It's just a well-traveled area. It's a little lighter coming in this direction, but ordering up a cab even at this time of night, you're going to sit in traffic. Ducked into the 7-Eleven. I'm going to grab a bottle of water. Keep in mind, alcohol sales, ooh, what are they? From 11 in the morning until 2 p.m. and then from 5 p.m. is it till midnight? Let me go look at the I rarely buy booze to go. Yeah, so it's 11 in the morning till 1400, then 5 p.m. till midnight on booze at 7-Eleven, grocery stores, of course bars, anytime they're open. You get a lot of products in many of these 7-Elevens. You can see milk, eggs, oil. Some of them even have meat and chicken. Over here, see they have like chicken patties. Some are larger than others. In a pinch, grab a piece of barbecue chicken and some rice. It beats McDonald's at 2 in the morning, and some of these options are pretty good. I've never been in this freezer section, but many of them are like award-winning chefs around town, and it's their frozen pad thai or whatnot, and it's 60 baht, 30 baht. I don't suggest to live on a steady diet of 7-Eleven food, but whoever this famous chef is, here's her take on frozen spaghetti with rose cream sauce and chicken breast, 59 baht. You can also get some small containers of grapes and fruit, cut up fruit. It's going to cost more than the Big C. Luckily in this area, I have the 24-hour Via. I also have a 24-hour Tops at the top of Soi 41 by my friend Stella's Secret Bar. But in most parts of the city, up in On Newt, I lived right next door to the Big C. It opened at 10 in the morning and closed at 10 p.m. The same with the Lotus over on Soi 50. Hey, good morning. So it's the next day, about 10:30. I'm gonna head back over and get a haircut. Yeah, Arm's a good guy. He told me he was kind of swamped there at 10 p.m. He tried to get me in at 10:30, and then 2 more people showed up who had made appointments. So I told him, no big deal. I'll just come back today. I have nothing but time. I didn't want him to stay cutting hair until midnight. He offered, but just not necessary. I have the day off today. It's a little bit hazy today. In fact, my security guard is wearing a mask. I am heading to the ATM. Now, these standalone ATMs, maybe it's a little bit of an overkill, but I don't recommend using them. There's another right there at the 7-Eleven. I'll stop by my bank. It's another step. I have to go into the Emporium Mall anyhow. So I just go up to the Bangkok Bank branch. That's where I do my banking, and take my money out right there. In the rare case there is a problem with my card, I've mentioned it several times. You put your card in, you do your business, you get your money, and then it will ask you if you want a receipt and return the card. So many people walk away and leave that card in the machine. They'll realize it an hour later if they're lucky, and this standalone machine is going to suck it back in. If you do it in front of a bank branch, you have a, let's call it a 60% chance that they can open the machine and retrieve the card. So I'll leave that up to you, but doing it late at night at a standalone, it's definitely a little more risky than I seem to take money out once a month. I've mentioned that before, and people say, how do you get by on just once a month with cash? I use my Visa credit card everywhere. I haven't had any issues. I've had credit cards compromised in the past. I was in the United States, so if it's gonna happen, it'll happen. You'll straighten it out. It's not gonna cost you anything. They'll get you another card. But yeah, it's worth it for the airline miles, to me anyhow. You'll have to make that decision. So I usually go through 500 bucks in cash, if that, and I use my application on the phone for QR codes for fruit ladies like this person, and people, well, even my barber, he doesn't accept Visa, and I understand that. They have to pay a 3% fee. Yeah, getting back to the smoggy days, it bothers my eyes, and sometimes you'll get a little bit of a sore throat. That's just part of big city living. Again, I've had other people in the comments say, well, that's why I'm moving to Isan and all, and okay, you know, good luck up in Isan during the burning season. Whatever that is, 600-700 miles away, we'll get the smoke down here from the north in Chiang Mai and all. So it's just a part of life over here. If you are super sensitive, you may want to reevaluate if this is where you want to live, because there will be smoggy days. The good news is it's been kind of hazy and smoggy. We're not into the burn season yet. That's normally in the beginning of the year. It's still the end of 2024 here. But when it gets a little smoggy, like the past 2 or 3 days, it oftentimes will last just that 2 or 3 days, and then it's back to normal. But yeah, I have to carry some refreshed tears, I guess, to keep my eyes in decent shape. And if I'm rambling on too much, like I'm making these videos, I can get a little bit of a sore throat. I know that's not great for me, but it is what it is. This is my tree line street, Sukhumvit Soi 26. Walking in the shade does break the heat about 10 degrees, or at least it seems like it does. Going over to Arms on Soi 24, so I'll walk up and cut through the lobby of the DoubleTree, pop out on the side of the Hilton. I did mention I use my US credit card as often as I can. Make sure, and I only have experience from the US, I'm sure there are credit cards from Europe, the UK, etc., that may or may not have a foreign transaction fee. In the US, normally it's 3% if your card charges that fee. And be aware, some merchants in Thailand will also charge you the 3% that Visa or MasterCard charges them. It's not unusual, so you don't want to really be paying a 6% fee for the benefit of using a credit card, or at least I don't. Many places do not charge the 3%, and if you have that non-foreign transaction fee, then it's zero. If you're interested in a travel credit card, I use the Chase Sapphire Preferred. I've also had the Chase Sapphire Reserve. That is a little bit more expensive. I think it's $350 a year. It gives you lounge access, but the Preferred, I downgraded a year or so ago, and I'm earning those ultimate rewards points. You can then transfer those over to a number of airline programs or hotels. I have links to the Chase credit cards I use at the top of my channel in the banner. Again, if you're in the United States and you're thinking about a travel credit card, if you take a look at my link, full disclosure, I get 10,000 points if you apply and are accepted for the card. No extra cost to you. So yeah, consider taking a look if you're going to get a card anyhow. Now, I've had buddies over the years that say I do not want to pay $99 for a credit card, and I get that. So you'll have to do your homework. I have videos on how I use airline miles to basically travel around the world for free in business or oftentimes first class. Business in a lie flat seat crossing the ocean is pretty nice, and I've did it dozens of times. I think I've crossed the Pacific twice in coach, and I'm not looking forward to doing that again. So racking up these airline miles, yeah, that's the way to go. So yes, the credit card is costing me $99 a year, and I do not have just one. I've had 12 at times. But if I'm getting call it a $6,000 round trip business fare for less than $100 of tax, it's well worth it to me. If you're going to use those points to, I don't know, get a cheapy $250 laptop, maybe that's not the smartest way. And I'm just cutting through the DoubleTree lobby. I'll pop out on the back patio of the Hilton on Soi 24. It cuts down on my commute to the Prom Pong BTS, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes. Get a nice blast of air conditioning. In a pinch, there's a restroom right there. We have a nice little restaurant in here that, I don't know if the restaurant or the bar is called Delight. And that is their sister property, the Hilton and DoubleTree. The IHG, which is Intercontinental Hotel, and Holiday Inn are also partners. It generally works that way, and it's a good idea that they're almost connected so they can share maintenance people and that kind of thing. On Soi 24 straight ahead, we take a right and we're at the Emporium in 1 minute. Looking down Soi 24. Beautiful street. Some very, very nice apartments, but many of them are pretty expensive. You can find some hidden gems in there, but this is Expat Central in a little bit fancy Sukhumvit area. And when I make the turn, that is the Prom Pong BTS straight ahead. And this is a popular Thai way to keep the sun off you. Smart idea. Just at the Prom Pong BTS is the Ibis Mercure Hotel. Feet from the train. That'd be a decent place to stay. And when that gentleman is walking in is the side entrance to the Emporium Mall. If you walked up to the platform of the BTS, that is a skywalk and courtyard connecting the M Quartier, which is on the other side. They have an IMAX movie theater. The Emporium has a nice theater, the Sin Club. And also, if you walked off to the left, just a 5-minute walk, you'll be at the M Sphere Mall. The 3 malls are now called the M District. And right in between the BTS and the side entrance to the Emporium on Soi 24, you're gonna find money exchange booth. And right there where the barber pole is, that is my buddy Arm. I believe he's still charging 450 baht, but maybe that'll be 500 baht soon. He's a successful businessman. It's not marked that well, but it says terminal, the terminal building, and welcome. And you can see the barber pole. And now this new bit of advertising is going to be out here on the street. All kinds of different hairstyles. There's also a Visa service at the end of the hallway. I had them do a 90-day report for me when I was stuck doing it online. I know they do all kinds of services, but yeah, check them out. Hey, good morning. Hey. Well, there's Arm, hard at work. I'm kicking back, waiting for Arm to finish up with a customer, and I'm reading online. Guys are asking questions about, hey, I'm arriving around Christmas time, and I'm worried about information on the new ETA, which I think is the electronic travel whatever, coming into Thailand. Just like Japan, Malaysia, Indonesia, I've experienced in the past few months, Thailand is moving into the system where you'll need to, normally it's 3 days before you travel, just fill out the basic information that you would do at normal immigration. Are you sick? Are you carrying more than 10,000 in cash? That kind of thing. It will be no big deal, but you're gonna have to download the app, or however you do it. I assume you have to download the app, get a QR code. Then when you come into immigration, oftentimes you'll just scan the QR code and not even talk to an agent. So I don't know how it's gonna work in Thailand. In other countries, I think in Japan they stamped me in. In Indonesia and Malaysia, I believe they did not. Everybody is different. We'll see how they handle it in Thailand, but the point of this whole story is Thailand has pushed it back until at least the middle of 2025, so don't worry about it just yet. Do some basic homework. I know there was proposals that it was to be in effect by the end of 2024, but it has not happened yet. And it's actually a good thing. If you can take care of all the little nonsense ahead of time, then you just cruise through immigration rather than waiting in a line with 100 people in front of you answering all the little nitpicky questions. And I shouldn't have brought up that they may or may not stamp you in. I have no idea. I'm just telling you. Other countries do not. I know I've recently been in Singapore and Hong Kong, and it was either Indonesia or Malaysia. They did not touch my passport, and to me that's a good thing. I'm at least more than half full in my passport with the extra pages, and I still have 2.5 years, closer to 3 years left on that passport, so the less stamps the better. I do know when I departed Thailand a few weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, they did not stamp me out of the country. Normally I have 2 or 3 pages of in, out, in, out, in, out. They stamped me back into the country, but yeah, hopefully that'll go away. And here's another example of the standalone machine. Nothing wrong using these machines. They're legit. I'm not super worried about scammers and all that. I'm more worried about my card being sucked in. So yeah, just walk inside the bank. I think most of the major branches are in most of these banks. The big C's, Lotus, they'll all have live agents. And the good thing about many of these banks in Thailand, at 6 o'clock at night on a Saturday, there's somebody working in the bank. I think some of the larger malls have people in the bank until 8 p.m. And I guess scammers are a legitimate concern, but you can only be so worried about these things. They have scammers now. I was reading online that a person can be sitting next to you in a bar in a Starbucks and just be in the vicinity of your card, I think within 3 feet or of some sort, and they can scam you that way. So what are you going to do? I guess you can walk around covered in an RFID protection, but even then they'll probably figure out a way to get around that. Crooks are going to be crooks. So here's my buddy Arm, and he's got, are you the new barber?
Yes.
Yeah, and you're going to have 3 barbers now. Oh, that's good. That's good. He's doing good business. You said 10 guys came by because they saw the other video on YouTube?
Yes.
Oh.
10, about 10 customers see on YouTube.
Hey, that's great, man. You're a hardworking guy. And Arm charges a fair rate. I mean, yeah, you can get, what, a 200 baht haircut around town. It's going to be a 10-minute haircut and kind of messy, but Arm kind of specializes in different expat haircuts, right? 450 baht and 100 baht if you want to shave with your haircut.
One shave and 100 up, 100, 550 everything.
Fight.
And wash.
Got it.
And only shave and 200 baht.
Okay, so if you come in just for a close shave, 200 baht. If you want haircut, shave, and shampoo, or just even a regular haircut, once he's done, you can rinse off your hair if you're not going back home. Me, I usually just head straight to the shower. But we'll put your line in the video description and the phone number, correct? Because you're getting pretty busy these days.
Number, search Google Barber Shop and have number, have Facebook, Instagram, you and message for me and book.
Got it. So Arm Barbershop, everything, Instagram, Facebook, get his line, or just stop by and schedule a haircut for later in the evening or the next day. I mean, I've been trying to get my haircut 2 days now, right? Because I don't make an appointment. I'm walking by and I'm like, hey, you got time for a haircut? I was here last night. This man works hard. 10 in the morning till 11 p.m.
To 11 now.
7 days a week?
Every day.
Ay.
Every day, sir.
Well, hopefully you can get one day off soon. Yeah, I came in here last night at 10 and you had 4 people hanging out waiting. So I didn't want to keep you here till midnight. So I'm back getting a haircut today. But yeah, come check out the guys down at Arm Barbershop.
Say hi.
I just asked Arm about guys with a beard. If they come in and you trim up the beard, just the beard alone, 200 baht?
200 baht. Or only a beer, 200 baht.
If you just want your beard
Cut
trimmed up,
trim beer and 550 baht.
550 baht for a haircut and trim up the beard. If a bald guy with a beard, shave the head and trim the beard, how much is that?
400 baht.
All right, there you go. You want to come in and clean up the dome and trim the beard, 400 baht. So that's a pretty good deal. All right, so here is Arm's line. What is that? 093-686-8874. Or go to Facebook, Arm Barbershop, if you want to leave. You can leave an Instagram message, right?
Arm Barbershop too.
Arm Barbershop at Instagram, at Facebook. Online? Is there a website?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Arm Barbershop for all the socials. Or I'll repeat the line, 093-686-8874. So make an appointment. Things are getting busy. Or stick your head in and make an appointment for the next day. Top of Soi 24, in between the BTS Prom Pong and the Emporium. Arm's just a buddy of mine, but I want to see him do well. So take it easy. And Arm's next customer was walking in just as I was taking off. So fresh haircut. I'll be back in 3 weeks. I try to clean it up every 3 weeks or so. This new club, the club is at Leone. They have been working hard. Every time I walk by, there's a new fancy tree going up, or I think the tile team is taken over now, and I don't know what kind of bar it's going to be, but as I peek in, there's a fancy bar downstairs, so maybe it's a type of nightclub. I don't know. I'll go in when it opens up, but it's feet from the BTS Prom Pong. Across the street, way off in the distance, not way off, but on the other side of Sukhumvit, we see those Pepsi banners. That's Imchan, IMCHAN. Check that out on Google Maps. One of my favorite places for Thai food. I'm not a huge street food guy. I can go to Imchan, just pay the same price as the different merchants. Say right here, maybe this is 10 baht less. I don't know, but I'd rather just sit down at the restaurant. I'm walking up the street. I'm gonna walk up to the M-Sphere Mall. I need to run up to IKEA. It seems like I'm in IKEA once a week. And this is another entrance or exit to BTS Prom Pong. And it'll guide you straight into Benchasiri Park. I think the park is open. Yeah, it says 4:30 till 10 a.m. And I think we had two buses kind of bump into each other. There's a friendly, heated debate, and everybody's jumping back on their buses and getting on with the day. It's not that big a deal. I did many videos walking around Benchasiri. I think it's an 11-acre park. Man-made water feature you can see off in the distance, and a jogging trail. And it goes all around the park. Different workout stations. It's all free. There are hoops and pickleball, volleyball courts off in the corner. There's a swimming pool over here. I think it's the Klong Toi community something or another. I don't know. I think you join 500 baht a year and then you pay 200 baht a swimming session. It appears to be half an Olympic size, but I'm not positive. I've never swam in that pool. I'm heading right there to the IKEA. And just on the other side of the park, right over there, is the Robin Hood and one of my favorite taverns next door, O'Shea's, the Royal Oak. You'll find the Laughing Tiger bar over there. So a 33/1 Sukhumvit. Just over here to the left of that, you'll find the 24-hour Sunrise Tacos. There's an Easy Burger next door. It closes at 2 a.m. Imchan, I forgot to mention, it does close at 10 p.m. It used to stay open later, but I'm not sure what's going on. And the Via Market, just right there on the other side of the street, 24 hours. You can also go to the right. Imchan is at about Soi 39, so if you walked another 5 minutes, you'd be at Soi 41. And if you walk behind the 24-hour Tops Market, there's a little alley. That's where you'll find my very good friend Stella's Secret Bar. So I enjoy my little area of Prom Pong. I just walk less than a half a mile in any direction, and there's a few dozen of my favorite spots to go, and new places popping up every day. I've walked, I don't know, 90% of these little streets and side sois off of Sukhumvit, in between, say, Rama 4 and Pechaburi, and I'll still find new places. There's just so many little streets to explore. And here's one side of the jogging trail. They have a side entrance down where you see that lady walking. You can go into the side entrance of the Marriott Marquis on Soi 22. You're basically walking through the underground parking lot of the Marriott, and then you'll pop out down the way close to the Macro Foods and the Hangover Bar. That's another good spot. I forget what the guy's name. He's from Rotterdam. And right here, this is a new exit, or entrance into the side entrance of the Emporium. I guess Yeah, I guess I could go through there, but I'm just gonna go the Sukhumvit way. Right when I walk in the front door, there's a glass elevator. It'll take you up to the 3rd floor and you're in the IKEA. And it looks like they're bringing the tourists in by the bus loads. A little shopping. And there is always something going on at these malls. People are lining up. I'll sometimes ask somebody in line what's going on. It's normally like a makeup event. You know, they're passing out some kind of free sample for the first 100 people. I don't know. People find out about these things on Instagram. Typical IKEA kind of winds you through the maze of displays and then pours you out into the area to buy things. I kind of know the layout of the store, so I just go to the registers and walk backwards, and I actually even know the shortcuts to cut from one section to another. Sour cream dressing. I'm waiting for them to have they have a really good sesame dressing up in the cafe, but they've been sold out down here. I always head back over here by the registers to the clearance section. I actually just got these plates. They're, I don't know, turquoise, but they're only 140 baht. Upstairs, the other similar colors, even this says normal price 590 baht. So I got 4 of them. I might get 4 more, but they must be discontinuing that color because they've now moved the little bowls upstairs. These are 299 baht and they're 90 baht. So I'm at least going to pick up 4 of those. Again, I'm adding to my collection of stuff that may need to be moved, but I'll worry about that when the time comes. For now, I'm kind of enjoying doing a little cooking. So I'm going to go ahead and pay for these few items and walk on home. I appreciate you running around Bangkok with me on this Sunday into Monday afternoon. There'll be plenty more videos to come. We'll see you later.